of this sort, we ought to be factual. We ought to, because the standing orders are very clear. You must not make a statement that generates to debate. My statement is just simple. Yes, it is good to eulogize J.B. Dankwa. It is good to espouse some of the good things he did. And I won't stand here and say he never did anything good. But it's important to appreciate the fact that he betrayed his state. In fact, Martin Maridev book, Mr. Speaker.
He was a traitor. He was a traitor. Sit down.
He was a CIA.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Before I walk into this chamber,
Sit down. Which state? Which state?
I am quoting Martin Meredith's book of the State of Africa. He described J.B. Dankwa as one of CIA agents who was paid to betray his country. These are not my words. These are not my words. Mr. Speaker, I have a copy. I have a copy of that book in my office.
No way. Are you also a Russian?
He played no role in the building of a Kotombo Dam. Don't attribute something to him. And Mr. Speaker, he also said that J.B. Dankwa died a horrible death. And Abuja, as a matter of fact, the NLC constituted a committee to investigate the circumstance under which J.B. Dankwa died.
Honorable member, conclude.
He died in natural death.
Honorable member, conclude.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable member,
to dead country. Member of Parliament.
Honorable member,
Who put
honorable member,
the motion in it? Put it what?
honorable member,
Motion. Put it down. He's
honorable member.
Put it down, madness. Put it down, madness. Hey, madness. Children of madness.
Honorable member, take your seat.
Madness.
I'm not taking anymore. No.
Soviet spies. Soviet and Russian spies. Madras children.
Commemorative statement is not to generate debate. I would want to remind the House that these are national heroes. Some are on our side, some are on their side. So let us be mindful how we react when it's our turn. Obviously, there will come a time that the statement will be made in honor of the hard work of former President Nkrumah, Liman, Professor Mills, and all. Let us, Mr. Speaker, let us focus on their contribution.
Doctor of Madras, sit down.
It's me.
That's evidence on Sunday Papa Kunipa.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, honorable members, please let's give him hearing. I'm not taking any point of.
Dr. Zenator Ajiman Rawlings, Dr. Zenator Zaneto. Very well. It's good to be corrected. That's okay. Dr. Zaneto Ajiman Rawlings. I got it right this time. My colleagues are telling me to say that she's been ignored by the Mahama administration, but I won't say that. But I'm not going to say that.
Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to appreciate our historical antecedent as a state. And when we are making statements of this sort, we ought to be factual. We ought to, because the standing orders are very clear. You must not make a statement that generates to debate. My statement is just simple. Yes, it is good to eulogize JB Dankwa. It is good to espouse some of the good things he did. And I won't stand here and say he never did anything good. But it's important to appreciate the fact that he betrayed his state. In fact, Martin Maridev book, Mr. Speaker.
He was a traitor. He was a traitor. Sit down.
He was a CIA.
Sit down.
Before I walk into this chamber, I am quoting Martin Meredith's book of the State of Africa. He described JB Dankwa as one of CIA agents.
So that Parliament House era ya buevra the course so endrada Parliament House and no komo era ye babe bobo sisi America say dear Kamea ye say former first lady nana ajemai kunedu ye mami Kamea ye say wo yati nisio because ya accusing ne kuno as a killer and ye ba videos ahodwa ye play ye dika play and ye what say ye and ye chimana pay when ade say or ye killer na eno no na ebi mu chire ma voice no na ene na ne number chire no ya ye Jinapor voice is radio Speaker of Parliament ye babe no fa ne nan ensi from say sack okrampo na one sack sa papa we and free Parliament House because we need evidence bia so betime bia one no aka say ai former president of Ghana, JJ, ade say na wokunkum nipa empono sa wote voice no insaba no work ara wochema we have evidence the papa so okunipa and was na woka it's evidence krona won wombra na omra mesho enfanto won Kevin e call bedu Taylor I react na reaction na Kevin Taylor react no chirema na kamea yese JJ ne jere no woni mubi One was one blame no because one causes idea in a sense can you no a casadia we NC ya brefo and so I react a casafantiano any bebrina in a year baby bobo to pass so pe na washe na wish you comments no area to comment section ho area mrs ayenim ye because the Parliament House baako issues bebre in some of draw because Parliament House then ke hu ye kamukọ hwana kamukọ dwendwen mind ho na de enkoye no mo de ato ye de ni kwan say maye ni nyina ba sesi ade kamea ye say magya bibia tra ho na wo kwa be ho ne santo kwesi na we yesi chese issues awodo bebre na ekoso wo Parliament House wo endra se ne medi kan ka tremo no okopie mu wo hono ma na endra na kamea ye say Speaker of Parliament Urban Kingsford were left say suspension out ma for MPs no the from so that we be mo ka say is it good class or left say suspension no and now say enye good say on left say suspension because what left say na ahokweti issues bebre ene dia ba masisi ajeje ne ba zinato chese ne hu akwa kedwe mu a ene wo be kasa wo sorry yes sit down papa yekela trase na wo honte won semfata empo so bebie wano akasa emodu Nsem no mu yeduye pa na yebekọ na yakwakotie ya brefo Nsem reaction a wode ababetudwa wo kirema na de course o Parliament wono ankoye kra nti Jinapor wafaya no so na Urban Kingsford no so ana afayo marking ono so wafaya Speaker of Parliament is na wotsna ho nhwe ha na sanye ma wei ekoso Parliament House inkaye kasa na watia no won say bibi course who say chia ye hwehwe ya hu nipa kro no nti say no na watia no na wotimi ma ne kasa asem wedi a na ese enya asem papa enchaye this is uncalled for sa na ya brefo hwehwemu de asodwa wo so eden ena ye waje nche ho ni said ye course so Parliament House no na ye okay ana said ye course no na hweda enye okay a drop ye waje nche no fa to comment na se mame me wa ha ese me kan ni nyina da de amamutie fa ya brefo video no sani on so conclude ya we chirema it is uncalled for empo no ebi mo keka say voice no Jinapor voice won akasa ba be kasa yes anyo on kai de but obia tie voice no de na so etoto for mo hwe Jinapor voice na ye hwe voice we no a Nti we ne die ebusuafo enfo mo 9 enfa ensifom yen hwere mboy.
Celebrating Maminchi Etefu. You are celebrating the 60 years on of a stalwart of UGCC NPP.
Only FM 95.1
of a stalwart of UGCC. 60 years after his passing, you are eulogizing such a human being, a colossus in Ghana, young body politics, someone who wrote extensively on Ghanaian culture. People learn as academicians and even those in law, they learn cases from him. Kobaneden. And another individual, one man, the fourth Republican dispensation. You open your mouth at the August House of Parliament to say, daughter of Medra. Yet, the same forum, you are eulogizing another individual. It's very sad. You see, yeah? You are
95.1.
But only no fatten. There are places you speak certain words, and there are places you keep mute. Parliament. I don't know why minim say speaker saying here now you're outside because the mic can capture anything yet say and now one inside one say I don't know. Because who said here we heard it.
Yes. But and speaker reacted.
Funny though, but he reacted. But daughter of a murderer, way below belt.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie.
You say this somewhere.
Campaign biase.
Somewhere.
Agbeshi eno krano.
Somewhere.
Then the bema warranted such a comment.
Do you have evidence?
Then the bema warranted such a comment, even on campaign grounds.
Now you are trying to justify.
Only
it is on record.
You are trying
record,
to
record.
So yes,
yeah boy. Also, there's evidence.
You are trying to justify what? That it's been documented. I don't know, so I don't.
They say according to sources, but you can't be sure.
Of course,
because we didn't see the person's face.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what did the panel can say? But there's evidence. It sounds like. It sounds like. Can't be sure, but it sounds like.
It was way below the belt. Would we as a people, Ghana, you better be in ya, the mutum, aquacatcham of from an hour wasn't crofun to Bobon But from an and the Yerka O'Reilly Yenreka, Yerka Adisco Yenreka, Yerka Cracker Yenreka, and the not Salaga 20 students watch one more bill. Yakoshoma, it's true.
Are you serious?
It's true.
Yeah.
But FM 95.1. From the vetting I basically this time around, I don't think say the Omuyi Parliament will ever well.
It true na fe yedru. Gun. Yesterday I was saying something. And look, yet you crom ha na says ya mofromano. Wa bawon Parliament and a Jubilee House.
Oh yes. Ebedu wante.
Yet you come they will now begin to move to Jubilee House and then the Parliament.
Because I
down no obi. Sa enyi da ho sort then wako Parliament. Daddy come. I said
nothing.
Yet now it will not be an individual. Now it will not be an individual. It will be a tumultuous youth.
It was a dumb grade to boom no mungu tasekani ade deadly.
Dangerous.
95.
Na the America am say NPC for party. Wamu say wamu banwa America wamu de bani
away.
The people started running from the office themselves. So wamu started so mu dwane free office so metuma muntuma enko baby. That is what will happen.
You see.
Ukra soldier for Jubilee but bedu on now pe baby afa atasitasi achew.
Yeah. How many rounds of ammunition? And a true cricketer. So if thousands of youth
look,
they will come to you.
May I say with Makada, Sahana Mekana. I've been able to go to a Parliament, not intentionally to do that. Went with somebody I know or a police. Yet to me the tour era Parliament.
Thank you.
Echo a Rashabedjani back when you need in Como.
Thank you.
To us a me.
Thank you.
The Yamshin.
No intentional.
No. Nipa no police.
Oh, okay, or a police officer. Okay.
What you say? But for so when you adwuma
Yes.
no. Wo say on say uniform. Yes, no say uniform.
Okay.
One say uniform ti esan ka ye check. And answer because machines wo.
So if based on this, they are vulnerable. They are very vulnerable.
Manipa no sorry ya immediately or sorry ya ko the leader how ko catch and say hey. Parliament here TBB to me see.
Very vulnerable.
At the same time, that same person, meaning call Jubilee. To no from Jubilee from security all the way to the top. All the way to the top.
Forget about
office sometime.
Forget about who he is.
See from no the 20 almost say me. The 2 media froze from
forget about who he is or he who security protocols, very simple. Inside certain installation, security will. So when you get there, phones.
When in Western region, as head of events and marketing, I used to visit in painful. Please, Commander, Western region. It's protocol. Me phone me BBR. I just have to. Because they will take it.
MC's office.
They will take. They took it. So they didn't take the phone. So.
But look,
they took it. But so the next minute when they are frozen.
You see,
well, my worry, and why I'm saying this is because you see, if these youth are behaving this way, political party in Crawford to office, I know be a boy around. Sorry, P. Now you're at the home near the home. Young carry when you be on the Aqua Stadium. Yakoba ball.
Near will be
the second will be a kuno. Now a woo. Now, to me, a former minister, immediate past, who was a member of parliament. It's quite strange. I can say, no, Kayanchi supporters.
Former minister.
Yachi, former minister, my nra. They granted in bill 500,000, and they are home to say, one former minister, a former member of parliament, when you 500,000 bill.
Do you think if it was
what we are saying?
3.
The Akaway.
Me no yamam bill.
And the Akaway.
Third one.
What them? What you oh no, you're charging for murder. And your police for na say, Edin and Abeti, Ekahubi. Edin and Abeti.
Manslaughter or Edin and Abeti.
And I buy and you die me and so I'm not so would you
a penny for Kukudam, some mooncots now, more ginger or my Ghana, send a bear a behus or my a becoso, a becoyeno, a what, and a walk accuse you be. Say, ne papa, what you way, were Quinny Pada, I owe evidence, or campus is so Adria, Eka, say, oh, evidence. What are their word out? Say, any Abu Jinapor, say, ye want no padia. And yes, send them Rano SNO and no ND because a former president JJ or that's now my mono will be a who as to Kunipa, Sana according to Yabrafono or Chechima will be a who say JJ Kunipa. It is that our make us our evidence. So our evidence there any na brain na bra be provy. Na wo share sending na watch church muna wo chema parliament house okra. This year come here say Bibiati me happy no maka so security services no nye tight na anu ya ye waheya ene hu sa branch e bia store me ho afa de abobo cars e wo ene MPs cars omdom so ye meet o man na ne ka o ka glass de ya papa ni nyina branch enkoka wo se ya nyankopon e na asoma no ene father forgive them they don't know what they are doing mu nyina mo wa ha mo TB eno kra ye nte ho asem ene se sisi amoba be accuse obi ba ese ne papa killer Sammy won't pain ababa one warfare mu nato munim pain a chese warfare mu na Ghana for bebre na akasa o mu chirema na nipa wo yes hadie no sound no say ade say abugina point ke ya ba be ka say enyo ono ne kan ye nti nipa wo ka asa no Nyankopon ene ni bedi papa nyame enfan channel may God have mercy upon that person na insema na zinato wo pese won ka enu nti ye te se na bi mu chema MPs no omla no mo ye daughter of a mother sit down children of a mother wo ka won say wo papa bet na so no kunkum nipa nti si de na wo san nya akukuduro ese ye kire ya adwe ya wo sorry gina ho say wo be kire wa adwe because na ade say minority no omo kasa Mutala Mohammed MP no wo kasa wo yes wo kasa pe na minority for no asha say edundum omo microphone. I think it's normal on your microphones no inti na wonte eye Muntala Mohammed ne voice ni nti omudum ne pe na Zinato so aso saa afi de oye no say okay samo ma ne nkasa de na emi ame chipi in na ma ba kasa nti sorry ye na tag no say e course na Nsem na opesa won ka no waka na ekame aye say welcome akoye omode emeni omo sresre emema ne enufuo so tie enufuo dia na ese bibia ayeboko ye hwe homba ye ba na Kevin Taylor a reacte afa de course e wo parliament no and speaker of parliament wajede de sana jejejere enso so agene de ye hwe mbra.
It is true that cervical cancer is one of the most common in Ghana amongst women, and only 3.6% of women in Ghana aged 18 to 69 have ever been screened, and 4.3% of women 30 to 49, which is the highest risk group, have ever been screened for cervical cancer. And as a result of that, normally this cancer presents quite late and does not have a good prognosis at that point. Mr. Speaker, I believe that in addition to the contributions made by other members, is just simply to add certain things that women ought to look out for, just as a means of providing extra information, because this serves as a platform. One of the things that serves as a red flag as a woman is when there's abnormal bleeding in between menstrual cycle, in between the periods, and then also when there is bleeding after sexual intercourse. These are two things that women should be aware of and should be concerned about when they do occur. And with regards to breast cancer, women should get to know their breasts very well, and their husbands or partners should do same. It's usually advisable. The best time to actually check the breast is in the shower, when there's soap and water, and it makes it easier for the hands to glide over the breasts so that one can feel if there are any lumps or bumps in the breast. And it would be also very important to add that when you do check the breast, you must also check your armpits, because the lymph nodes in the armpits are usually the ones where you have drainage from the breast as well. Other important things to look out for in terms of abnormal changes in the breast are when the nipples are inverted. So if the nipples aren't sticking out as usual and they start to point the wrong way, that's another thing to look out for. Minority Leader, please pay attention. This is important. In addition, one of the other things to look out is what's called the peau d'orange, where the skin appears like an orange peel. That also shows that there might be edema. Yes, an orange peel. I think we're all familiar with the way an orange peel looks. Yes. These are just a few pointers that we should look out for, simply to raise our awareness to what is not normal. And if you're not breastfeeding, having any discharge from the nipple is also abnormal. So these
it's
are
na Zinato or pesa wonka ena ye atageno as ne papa killer daughter of a murderer. Sit down. I will want say say a man for kasa and I saw more mohoteno be kasa also so baby wano. Na emwa Zinato kasa se we appear in a Ghana for sin ni pakra. Obi na no ka so wo evidence ne papa na se no okunkuma manfo no saa nipa kro no e wo so won siu no e wo court so fa ne ko pie mu e wo court empo no yete sound no and our voice no e wo parliament house it is speaker of parliament so fa ne 90 form na woni akro no wan hwehwe no wanye fast no wan hwehwe no one banded on permanent free parliament house on deserve so ba otena parliament house wo yeta ho ne esi Ghana hunkonya won deserve so wo better yes haken because se munyina amokaya obi ka chia parliament house yehwehwe who say chia speaker of parliament se na so te obi say who say chia ma yehwehwe ya kohu ni pakro enti no sadia na se we so aka daughter na say children of murderer mu Shisheno, Nene, de Senemrani Sebia, Monfa, and Wona, Asemi, Fitiandra, and started said trendy, and you will be so papa killer, will be so mammy, who papa say, morning bloggers, and so send your music, this will be a fast, send your be funny beer, and my dear, not training, I could do headquarters, Semika headquarters. na akodru Kevin ekwa obedu Taylor nine so na Kevin Taylor ba abeyi no 1-1 obi agene de emfa ho ene Alban Kingsford Speaker of Parliament wagene de ye maame agene de sanso ena Harina Idrusu ono so agene de we ya papa kwemu ntie ni kan tiewi emba ye ba na asem okafa jejejwe ho no kamia ye se maame kura na akoso bibia enye sa maame se sema ana se de waya nanka omuntimi MPP 4 entimi bi o ma no Parliament House nka se wokunu no woye killer emo sanso se omo evidence so asem no mo kana enye normal asem ya keko eya asem a emu ye duye papa ye hwe mbra
NP sitting right behind Afenyomakin. Ebien and catch Senator Rawlings on say she's a daughter of a murderer. This is Parliament of Ghana, led by Alban Bagbin. Minority NPP led by Afenyomakin. He had it. And the guy just did it end there. Osako Osuka said there's evidence that the man killed people. Now, it has come to light that Senator Rawlings, the constituents, Clote Kole constituency, they have officially petitioned a Speaker of Parliament. Say, Omo MP, the statement that was made to embarrass, to denigrate, Omo MP, any Omo Papa, who is the founder of our Fourth Republic, the Parliament of Ghana led by Alban Bagbin, that particular MP, we need to know who that MP is. Now, this is the NPP that just left power less than a year. Now, it has come out that Samuel Abu Jinapor was the one who made the statement. Yeah, just Samuel Abu Jinapor Babontine Bekase, he knows nothing about it. And you're on make it. If he knows nothing about the statement, Afenyomakin knows who made the statement. Until Afenyomakin brings out the MP who made the statement, it is Samuel Abu Jinapor. So Afenyomakin into me amba out. I'm a country say. Sa nipa okasa e nipa we say Afenyomakin refuses that, then it means the 88 MPP MPs, they are enemies of the state. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. And we can say on record, say this statement was made by Samuel Abu Jinapor. And so was Samuel Abu Jinapor constituency. You should be hurt for voting for such a criminal. Abu Jinapor Samuel needs to be dealt with. You get what I mean? It is so sorry ne. Na so so bowra Parliament so mo ntiase omo de hye na mo gu nanim ase a mo gise betuma so ano say awonafo no unlawful no tomorrow they get on a bus and they try to strike at Parliament say yene de hye na oje Ghana si won because in Ghana awonafo na je Ghana democracy si won because ayomo de hye e the Fourth Republic ba kwase bia de hye for Republic ama efrifa kwase ampanyi soje ni oba e wan tumi afa ama democracy Kotoka Kwasiampenyi, Ontuma democracy. All the coups we saw, none of these people were able to give us a constitution, a democratic dispensation. Into our so sorry say, Moody and Yadishatem, because we appreciate Yadishia and that we need answers. No so bo Parliament or a bo bitimutua. Mobega sound for it to draw for. Mumubi and Kwasiafuana, Kotodi and budget. Some people want to be treated as some year this year. Ghana, when is slave or Ghana. And then we have a member of Parliament sitting in Parliament to tell us that Rawlings is a measure.
Speaker of Parliament, Babin, Kingsford, until so Dini Pakro the voice, and I'll bet that when the Akrona will make his statement to Nedino. One no Kevin tell her their walker. Esi sudia se Abu Jinapor voice ne yo no wo musa Abu Jinapor ba be deny eso enyo no a ehwe yo no because asem we a wo kan ye sa nwonafo ebufu no maka so mo de hia we free mu e na wo kasa asem we e de ato ne so no na so mo bura Parliament House ati mu pa hye se Ghana ye be yo okay we any question Kevin Taylor wo bisa na ene se ne ohun wo kirema e ya Abu Jinapor wo no ane voice inti Babin one pay baby no nye one pamono in free Parliament House one sem fata so better this MPP for aka kakrebi be say na kanipa kakrebi in e wo ho so mo no na ekire ma wo mo create a lot of problems e wo Parliament House wo and ye wako deep na deep no a wako no we no e koma JJ ejere na ajiman kunedu wo kire ma ye ye mami wona na akosi bibia de ekoso bia ye accuse ne ba ese ne papa ye killer no yade so wono odi informations ni nyinada ekoma MPP4 se no wo NDC ina ofri NDC no koton NDC4 de ma koton NDC4 ma MPP4 nti MPP4 wo de omugina so enti no mo kasa hasem to no wakoso enam enibre eni ahoya ewo sa maame ni mu no nti de akoso bi eni kwan se ye blame obi a ye blame eye nana opoku agiman ai ono ene ye fa sobo ni nyina emfa emon se nya se ne ba ne ye oba bia wo ya akukudrofo ba e kasamre ke bianka ontimi mpo enta parliament house bi because see they no tu ni na parliament house na ye ka che se ne papa kunkum nipa be na ne papa ekum sa woni akro no ana nipa kro na ne papa kun no we mun show evidence no mon fa prove no emfa emeto ho se aban wentimi improve dia ene na Kevin Taylor chirima di one no ebeye die enya asem ketonti we wa threaten no threat ye ka se threat aka se threat ai what the threat di aba ese se we improve na se enye abujinapo ena oka asasem no na ye different person ene kan won de on fa woni akro no a wo kai se munya amotete parliament house nti muni mo bia voice empo no se bia onye yi kra na nipa ne kasa ba ko bia be fa wo trim ti video no enso so wo social media ne so a circulate obi ate nti we no Speaker of Parliament, we born in replay. Unya oboso ba kwesi anu weti. Na wa frɛ obi a 1 by 1. Ba na wakasa. Nti no ahwɛ sɛ voice no align ya. Voice no fa. Na ene wasake sa woni akora. Nya sa de a. So mo nyina akeka ye ma John Dramani Mahama the president. Esan so emma wo ka so no. Ma be san so aye emma ye tu. E de free Speaker of Parliament di breno a wotim. Yente this party mba. Ye ba. Honorable Haruna Idrusu Hono so agene de ewo Kevin Bedu Taylor akache.
Speak to Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings. This is happening because you have allowed this to happen. You have to take the blame. Today, you are, per the MPP, you are a wife of a murderer, and it makes you a murderer. Today, the same MPP that you went to sell NDC to, Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings, your greed, your unsatisfactory greed, your unending greed, that greed that led you to go and sell your husband to the NPP. The same people are telling you that your ex-husband, your husband, who is no more, today the same MPP that you went to bed with, they are telling your daughter in parliament that she is the daughter of a murderer who advises a murderer at the end of the day. The murderer was sharing bed with you, Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings. You are the first and last person the murderer thinks with. So today, the same MPP you were sharing wine with, you were telling them things to destroy the NDC. Today, they are humiliating your daughter in parliament because of you. You gave them that room. This is what you are going to take to your grave. This is the record. This is the terminal report you are going to take with to your grave. Because today, your MPP that out of selfish greed, out of unnecessary greed, you went to sleep with, today they are telling you you are a murderous wife. It makes you a murderer. So I don't blame the NPP. I blame you, Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings. Your innocent children are today suffering because of your greed, your diabolic mind, the attitude of entitlement, your selfish greed. That is what has brought your daughters to this point. Womano, what they are facing today, because you have caused this. Greed, any bre, and kwasiade. See, today, your most intelligent, and I say your intelligent daughter, I'm not going to say most because you have intelligent daughters. Your intelligent daughter, at least in Ghana politics, baby, a dirty riffraff in the MPP is calling your daughter, who is more respectable, intelligent, has built a better life than these riffraffs, dirty fools. They are sitting in parliament on camera telling your daughter that she's a daughter of a murderer. Now you said Zenato on your strong woman. Do you think she can go back to that parliament and speak on the floor? Or you say Zenato Rawlings on your strong woman. Now onini papa moja a man in a ding to make sure say or you ready say what focus so be so beya. Or you say she will have that courage to lead her constituents again, all because of you, Nana Kunedu Ajima. You Alban Bagbin. You are fond of always pushing criminality in parliament under the carpet. That is something you have done for years. And you have done it in such a way that you make it look like, say, oh, you dear, you solve issues. No. Your integrity and credibility is at stake. It's the same NDC that has made you who you are today. Nobody knew you. With all due respect, you were going to walk out of parliament quietly and die without anybody recognizing you. With all due respect. Until the John Mahama NDC, JJ Rawlings NDC made you Speaker of Parliament. How many Ghanaians knew Alban Bagbin before you were made Speaker of Parliament? These same fools, NDC, fought to put you there. This is the time for you to prove to Ghanaians to say, you are a hypocrite or you are the real deal or you are an honest grandfather. Because you cannot sit in that chair and make this look like an ordinary statement that should be brushed under the carpet, because if you don't solve this, if we don't get to know the MP who did this and kicked out of parliament, you will be our target. JJ Rawlings in T and Alban Bagbin, today you are here as a Speaker of Parliament. You need to make sure whoever said this or made this statement, Ghanaians get to know who this person is. Prove to us to say you are not corrupt and you are not a liar. Alban, Small, Bagbin, or whatever. Prove to Ghanaians that you are not a liar. Because every liar is a thief. If Alban Bagbin, you fail to bring out the person who made this statement, you will never enjoy the rest of your life on this planet. Politics will be sour for you. It will be a bitter pill. Politics will never be exciting and interesting to you. That integrity that you want to retire with, that respect that you want to have even after your grave or after your death, you will not have an iota of that respect. Alban Bagbin, if you fail to deal with this, you will never be respected as a member of parliament, a former member of parliament, a speaker of parliament. We will help for your integrity be soiled. I will do everything possible for your name to be cleaned out of Ghana politics, for people to see you as a destroyer, to see you as a hypocrite, as a liar, as somebody who sits in the speaker's seat, as a sycophant who always does work to please the opposition MPP. This is the only way you can clean your integrity and clear yourself. This is not a joke. No fool can
Taylor,
sit in
what you was say, we di kanya say, it's your voice, no, a one year crow. I abu Jinapor and no kanya mena make our media ledge at Rebecca when there's a solo Kevin a call Bedu Taylor deal with them. As a papa, one one a kai, so what a patch all dear. Still, now our Rebecca say anyone on voice in the end voice. Now, Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, Kensford, wouldn't him say, and ka MPP free so no ka also so was sa wonkuku ne won kaka atwo mo so no akofie akwako wusa na woka ai ka wo kofie ko bi ehu ka kofie akowu do hu mobo mo e kofie akowu na so NDC fo gina emu ono krampo ka hu bi won so ye campaign ma jonjo mani mahama na ai ni ade no mo se ye consider o ne ma won sa so ntena so na e ka me se sa papa yi Parliament House wonya ye bone ana say eniema be because of Parliament House ope na watsena so I say wo solve I wanna wo create o ma e kan say ntoto ya na wo ye bibia peace I o make say peace beba any harmony beba nso so no dabi we die ye ma na slide ye ma sa asem we entwemu eda e wo say ye pam sa woni akro no say ya abu Jinapor say enyo no MP kro a wo make his statement so as a Ghana fo bia fa asem ne tra nya tra keke enye tra keke intino de ekoso no enkoso fe so jejejere ma me kunadu ajeman wono ena wama we nyina ba senka wanfa ne ho ana wankotom NDC ankoma MPP fo na ankomutimi emeje o mekasa asem we nkyere ne baba no se ne bei zinato so onye strong woman a ontimi nko Parliament House enko kasa ko make statement ana so ko kasa because ye disgrace no ye se ne papa e killer ai ntine ho nte eso obebie na no sei aka Nsem ene Kevin Taylor se ne mate no ni buafu ye pa e de firemen aba na honorable Haruna Idrusu enso so agene de ne enso no ansa na ebekoso no comment kakwa e ba ye efa eye nipa ko make his statement no ese ade se ye former president of Ghana JJ e kamia ye se papa yi emra no ote so kra na na se wo free so kra no na oye killer okinkunkum amanfo a more proofs ewo evidence nyina enti ni echirema those people should be sacked forever from the parliament house ye pempa mo sisi akrapo ebi mo keka se parliament house ni pa na ivuo no yen sake omu nani yen appoint for because we know emboa emo mine nkoso na nse ya na ye suspend e 4 MPs na endrada na speaker of parliament left sa suspension no e free wo mo so na eso no hwede ye koso e wo parliament e bia ya vote e obi cheme bia ya vote amamu se mo ye MP member of parliament monko honom na monko ye ne manfama ye monko dwendwen we krom wode ne de ha no de ama monko ho no ko wa na obi papa we free mu Ghana for nsuo ye di areho na oba be accuse papa yi ese embra na otiso no na okunkum nipa obi say senator should take him to court or let us know the person who says that ono ne dey well so obe hu eno ne aso obi say that MP must step down if they have a law of that. He must investigate it and show us the evidence. Evidence chrono na walker eso was evidence no one step down. Nature say won't show. Who treated JJ till death must be investigated. Ghana. Obviously, Ghana, we have lost the plot. Mr. Speaker, if you let this slide, you are dumb. And Mr. Speaker, we dey say the amount for 2 punches the mouth no. So we nim now share e masa woni akoro cast asem we tra no. O ma ne slide, o ma no etwemu dia ene na be say na no we wa wo jejereje. Yenko yanim na yen take Kevin Taylor Nsem a ono so akọ e dia ma honorable Haruna Idrusu ene firement no ano eye diye papa. We no Kevin kama se wo gina simpie so abọ we wo bọ aboso e ma woni akoro no a ka asem no ye yire to edi ni apam no because what na parliament house wa wan hwa won fa asumdwe mba wan hwa na mahama o mampanyina memu ikra na entimi ankosuye na edi nsem bebre na edi abaga na ha se wo se yi ne to akonya we nke ya hifia ke ya wore na sempaboa eyi ne to akonya na ehuru ni kakra ni apam no nti yenya ne sa pepepe enfama no ye hwe rembre.
And I'm waiting for Haruna Idrisu to make a statement on this. Because when the lady spoke against, MFA spoke against that silly boy, Anodompre, you, Haruna Idrisu, you were quick. You see yourself as the most intelligent Dagomba in parliament. You were quick to throw your colleague under the bus. Haruna Idrisu, the next sitting of parliament, I want you to step forward and demand that the person who made the statement and demand for evidence, because without JJ Rawlings, majority of you people, including you, Haruna, you were riffraffs walking on deserts. You would have never made it to parliament without JJ Rawlings putting together the NDC, without JJ Rawlings putting together the Fourth Republic. So without JJ Rawlings, none of you rats will be in parliament today. Abana edibo techino, sa abana edibo ba, oyire asantini obechechi machiro. You were very vocal. You came out to criticize, condemn, chastise, and at the end of the day, suggested punishment for MFA. This is the time you have to protect your party, protect the integrity of your leader, protect the integrity of your founder. Let the world know that you are not in parliament suppressing your own people because of some political ambition you have, and that you are in parliament just to protect Ghanaians and our leaders. Haruna Idrisu, this is the time you have to prove to us that you don't work for Kufuor and his people. This is the time to prove to us that the things they said when you were a minority leader, they were all lies. That you are corrupt and that you do business with Afenyomakin. You are taking millions of dollars, building mansions and stealing from the taxpayer behind the scenes. This is the time for you to prove to us that your integrity is intact. This is not done. I will say you go to the bottom of this. The person who made this statement needs to prove with evidence, because that person said it in the audio, in the video, that they have evidence that JJ Rawlings killed people. Sadia we are MPP, you know. Send the offer MPP na oye penyini, oye hene, oye hema, oye sofo, oye kwasia. Because wo sa nipa no, ochina wu a, ye beka se wo ohini we, oye kromfo, oye tu ni, ohini a obedi ye no, oye ahini na obedi ye kwa na go see ye ku to twene. Because that is what you people are encouraging. And that is what the NPP is encouraging today. Say no more parliamentar. So you're part of MPP. Oh yeah, boa. That is the MPP. Anytime I start a case, me catch them say, part way they have always seen Obia on your MPP nisa or ya boa. That is the mentality. Omdia show matrim, edia show ma minimum trim, edia show munim and the Omaka 88. We need to nullify the party. I was say you good party no, you 2-tier party we manika 3. Now in 37 years or 38 years, 42 years, now you start here for me something else to think about. Say where would you but at this point, this group of termites, Nipamu Nankan Kwasiafo, we cannot lead us. It's an insult for anybody to walk to the ballot and say, me kwa kotwama MPP. We are buaba. Now papa na nkeka chen say, you can't parliament say he is a murderer. Wako school. Wabon woma. Wako ya campaign. We jina di penim. Wasre omo se kone ko di juma maye. No wako jina parliament. Now papa o di juma. Edi ne bra to ho. Oko prison. Eko ntokwa. Eje woman si wende. Kebi mami kebi wono. Kwa siye bi ba sore ka kire wo se wo papa. O ye wudifo. You think this is just a joke? That is the MPP for you. And this party, that is the mentality at that party. They never respected JJ Rawlings. They never respected Kwame Nkrumah. They never respected Atta Mills. They have never respected John Mahama. Because that is how they are made. They are animals. They are disease. To the extent say, so being MPP near Onyenipa. Into a test con and that's how we are MPP now. We are kwasia because papa at this point you should know the kind of party you are part of no or china yabaka just wo papa or your monatufo all because you are sharing an opinion against the party no. This is a group you are not supposed to be part of. This party was built on tribalism. A tribe, NPP and your political party. The new patriotic party was a DND party way. So we are Ghana and you now join a party where you are not joining a political party. You are joining a tribal idea. Now NDC ni be to be parliament. I can say, Bafo Akoto or you 700 pounds. Actually MPP we know. Bafo Akoto or your Monatuni or your Crown 4 or your Woody 4. NDC ni be to make a parliament. Only the best of Ghana. And Quebecers we did O2 for them. They will move it from politics and bring. And I'm waiting for Haruna Idrisu to make a statement on this. Because when the lady spoke against, MFA spoke against that silly boy, Anodompre, you, Haruna Idrisu, you were quick. You see yourself as the most intelligent Dagomba in parliament. You were quick to throw your colleague under the bus. Haruna Idrisu, the next sitting of parliament, I want you to step forward and demand that the person who made the statement and demand for evidence, because without JJ Rawlings, majority of you people, including you, Haruna, you were riff-raffs walking on deserts. You would have never made it to parliament without JJ Rawlings putting together the NDC. Without JJ Rawlings putting together the Fourth Republic. So without JJ Rawlings, none of you rats will be in parliament today. Abana edibo techino, sa abana edibo ba, oyire asantini obechichiri machiro. You were very vocal. You came out to criticize, condemn, chastise, and at the end of the day, suggested punishment for MFA. This is the time you have to protect your party, protect the integrity of your leader, protect the integrity of your founder. Let the world know that you are not in parliament suppressing your own people because of some political ambition you have, and that you are in parliament just to protect Ghanaians and our leaders. Haruna Idrisu, this is the time you have to prove to us that you don't work for Kufuor and his people. This is the time to prove to us that the things they said when you were a minority leader, they were all lies. That you are corrupt and that you do business with Afenyomakin. You are taking millions of dollars, building mansions and stealing from the taxpayer behind the scenes. This is the time for you to prove to us that your integrity is intact. This is not done. I will say you go to the bottom of this. The person who made this statement needs to prove with evidence, because that person said it in the audio, in the video, that they have evidence that JJ Rawlings killed people. Sadia we are MPP, you know. Send the offer MPP na oye penyini, oye hene, oye hema, oye sofo, oye kwasia. Because wo sani pano, ochina wuwa, ya beka se wo ohini we, oye kromfo, oye tu ni, ohini ya ubedi, you know, oye ahini na ubedi, kwa nango si yo ku tochene. Because that is what you people are encouraging. And that is what the NPP is encouraging today. Say no more parliamentar. So when you're part of NPP, that is the NPP. Anytime I start a case, me catch them say party way, they have always seen Obia on your MPP Nisa or ya boa. That is the mentality. Omri ashomo matrim, edi ashomo ma minimum, edi ashomo nianum tina and the Omaka 88. We need to nullify the party. I was say you good party no, you two-tier party we manika 3. Now in 37 years or 38 years, 42 years, no, now you start here for me something else to think about. Say where would you be? But at this point, this group of termites, Nipamu Nankan Kwasiafo, we cannot lead us. It's an insult for anybody to walk to the ballot and say, me kwa kotwama MPP. We are buaba. Now, Papa na nkeka chen say, you can't parliament say he is a murderer. Wako school, wabon woma, wako ya campaign. We jina di penim, wasre omo se kone kodi juma maye, no wako jina parliament. Now, Papa odi juma, edene brato ho, oko prison, kontokwa, eje woman isi wende, kebi mami kebi wono, kwa siye biba sore kachira wo se Papa, or ye wudi fo. You think this is just a joke? That is the MPP for you. And this party, no, that is the mentality at the party team. They never respected J.J. Rawlings. They never respected Kwame Nkrumah. They never respected Atamels. They have never respected John Mahama because that is how they are made. They are animals. They are disease. To the extent say, so being MPP near Onyenipa. Into a test con and that's how we MPP near we are kwasia. We are kwasia because
Asem. Kevin Taylor Nsem no ano yeshi pare Haruna Honorable Haruna Idruso Chirema. This is the time for you. So be provi atre yen Ghana for say. Wonye juma en fama MPP Ekufuado enen Nkrofo. Wonye juma en fama mo ekwai bi e wasa won faso. Na yenhu woni akro a will make his statement no papa fasa kwan ne so eye sa de ye nyina be hu se won se ba wo keka ye no ni nyina da obebese eye hwebuada eye ntronko a na un se Kevin eye na watai e kare se watai MPP fu enia MPP fu free eye amemu yi mu ai sisia NDC for ne was my buying and it was necessary na bibia obeka omo hu se ne water MPP for says this ya dia NDA adisi destroy MPP for nyina na ka single trend dia adisi me ene cameraman no anyway so what else obi asa MPP for ya adisi sake omu nyina di free ho na ka nipa be 3B because omu ni adwen papa Enfama Ghana. Nsem no ano ye din. Na Ghana fo bi kika say Speaker of Parliament ko mo sheda trust no. Wo mo trust no Speaker of Parliament. Na me bisa system mo trust papa ya. E dey nti na emra president ka say won to aso no. Man ba mekasa. Na so mo te ye no mo nyina mo ani je. Na mo bo mo nsem mo wampanyin say o waya de. E say wa ma Urban Kingsford asanso abet na so ye kirema. Na ye trust no because niema bebre na ye kwaso Parliament House wa eya na watsna so sa enema na nye say in favor of NDC but in favor of MPP the course so endrada Parliament House no minority leader ai nti chirema minority people for no MPP for kakre bi na aka wo ho no omo create sa confusion way afanyo marking Honorable Jinapor ai wono ene omo makeka ho ye Jinapor na so be ni Jinapor ni nyina ye Jinapor ai Jinapor wo mu ene chese aka omo kakra ho no mo create confusion na omo mpese jeje bei ebeba na chese wakasa na so no ma wode ni statement yi to hwa na efe nufuo ho we be ma wo se wo no ye hye washroom na ehuro ne ye ho kakra wo sa fefa ho se ne be a wo se breast cancer ne be ende na oma soso jubilate a je so mo ani age ho na so ba betena se no mo bie mu ano ka kire ni se wo ye ne papa killer nti won tena se won se mfata esese amanfo de adwenkyere koso wo Parliament House a eni kwan se ono soso de na no etum den na wo ka fa sa asem hu o ne se ye normal thing. And I say enye normal thing. Me who comment bi na obi bisa say na de na Ghana for mo ya yenhwehwe ni musa. Asema woni akure kai no kro because I say inti jeje obetena so no. Wanye obi na sa na nipa no ebisa ye inti no ya say Ghana for ye hyeda ampe no kro no. Nipa na ka no kro na so no ye nyina ya ye kokotini ye ho ti say pretenders me sa tam no obedi amemo na mini chese papa kra nhia me maame no me papa kra me so se ne yawo no kra no nya nhia maame se one ne be lie ama o ma ba benye me nti ho no na memu no ma nti ho mpanyin sem bia nti minim ho hwe na eso so no sa na ebimu echwema papa yi betena so no obisa se nti jeje wanye se ya na ina ase munyina makata mani na hwehwe ni mu bi na moye na munya mu de na hwan ne ka sei na hwan ne ka sei na papa ne ba ye no wanye hwe sa na ebimu ka ba mi I don't know nti misra wo ya na ho so no we judge nkyere no de at comment section ho de amame Nyame ya aduma dachina ye besa satase na ye sinkunya de koso de de back to back ene say bia nyambo echa ni pakro na nkasa de ne ho beba hands down na oba be kirem say ai ono ane ka asasem no intimo de mompam no free parliament house we mpo no omom keke ka ho nyina ye mpam mo nyina anase de na we mi bisa say bia MPP4 no yesake MPP4 ka kwana aka e wo parliament house so yesake o mo free ho na ka NDC4 no nko a mo ye sure say Ghana be ye ana nyame ya adoma dachina ye be hia mo ma bai
no the kind of party you are part of no or china ye beka chese wo papa or ye monatofo